All right, guys, good Tuesday morning. Hope everybody is doing well. And I wanted to do another little video and let you guys know that we currently have a severe thunderstorm and tornado potential as we get into the day tomorrow. And this is going to be a rather significant event, and especially if you guys live in Mississippi. And if you guys are basically from the cities of Oxford all the way down to Biloxi, a good portion of the state of Mississippi is now going to be underneath a pretty significant threat of a severe weather and potential deadly, dangerous tornado and severe weather outbreak tomorrow. And so this is going to be an extremely dangerous situation, and especially if you guys are in the red shaded area in central, western, or eastern of Mississippi. This is going to involve you. Now, if you are basically along the 55 corridor from Brookhaven all the way up to Memphis, Tennessee, your threat and west of the 55 corridor in the delta of Mississippi is going to be noon until 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And you can expect to see severe storms likely with damaging winds upwards of, get this, 80 miles per hour, folks. 80 miles per hour is nothing to play around with. This is a significant threat to life and property, with damaging winds upwards of 80 and tornadoes are likely. Now, outside of thunderstorms, there is the potential that we currently have of winds outside of thunderstorms tomorrow could exceed 40 to 50 miles per hour. And there is even the potential of a high wind warning that could be issued for the delta of Mississippi with winds in excess of 50 to 70 outside of general thunderstorms. So if you are in the Jackson, Mississippi metro area, if you are in Eupora, Columbus, Starkville, Yazoo City, Vicksburg, Jackson, Meridian, Hattiesburg, Brookhaven, or Natchez, Mississippi, or anywhere in between, you guys are in the significant threat of severe storms tomorrow. Now let's move a little bit further off to the north and check on the entire Mid-South area that includes the Memphis metro area. This also includes Oxford and Tupelo. You can see around noon across the eastern Arkansas and then reaching the Mississippi River between 2 and 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And the line of storms will reach the Tennessee River and Alabama border by 6 to 7 p.m. And as you can see, damaging winds are the main threat. A few tornadoes are also possible within the line of storms, and a strong tornado could occur because of the significant threat of this propagation up the line of storms as it moves on through North Mississippi. And as you can see, the wind threat down here is at a high. You can see the hail threat is very low. The tornado threat is at a medium, and the flooding risk for North Mississippi is going to be on the lower side of things. But this is going to be a rather significant threat of damaging straight line winds, regardless of where you are in the state of Mississippi. And let's take one more look down across the southern portions of Mississippi, including Biloxi, Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi, Macomb, Mississippi, and then getting down here into the Baton Rouge, Louisiana area. As you can see down here, your damaging wind threat is high. Your tornadoes are also high. Your large hail is at a low, and flooding is also at a low. Now, a moderate threat means widespread severe storms are likely. And as you can see right there from the National Weather Service out of New Orleans and Baton Rouge, numerous severe thunderstorms are possible Wednesday through Wednesday evening, and especially in South Mississippi areas roughly north of the I-10 corridor. Stay weather aware, have multiple ways to receive warnings, and know where your safe place is in the event that you need to take shelter. Now, as you can see, the maximum wind gust for the southern portions of Mississippi for the Hattiesburg area and the Potts area are going to be 40 to 50. And there is a pocket right around the Brookhaven and the Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi area right up here that you can see we're getting up towards the 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. And these are outside of thunderstorms. So these are nothing to play around with. So please make sure that you have multiple ways of receiving warnings, and in the event that we do have these wind gusts out there tomorrow ahead of thunderstorms, make sure you go on ahead and secure all of your outdoor objects that could be blown around by this incredibly tight pressure gradient wind outside of thunderstorms. Now, a lake wind advisory and wind advisory has been in effect all of southern Mississippi, winds of 25 to 35 with gusts upwards of 50. And this is basically from 8 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Strong wind gusts. Use caution if you travel and secure loose items as needed. Now, be prepared for power outages outside of thunderstorms before the storms do come over your area because strong winds can knock out power. Check your emergency kit to make sure you have everything that you need. Secure loose items outside before the strong winds occur. Before it gets windy, prepare your home, trim trees, and repair loose siding or shutters because severe weather and tornadoes and straight line winds can do a lot of damage. Strong winds can impact travel, basically for high profile vehicles, including camper trailers and then, of course, 18 wheelers. Here you go. When we're talking about a line of severe storms with the potential of winds in excess of 80 miles per hour, straight line winds can exceed 100 miles per hour and affect a large area. Strong winds can knock over semi trucks, trees, and power lines. Stay indoors away from windows. Avoid trees, power lines, and objects that could be blown around. And if driving, slow down and keep two hands on the wheel. And I would like to also caution you that if we do get a severe thunderstorm warning tomorrow, I would treat it like a tornado warning and go on ahead and be in your safe place that is the lowest floor of your home near the center and away from windows. And the reason for that is because winds can exceed 100 miles per hour, upwards of 80 miles per hour tomorrow. And I would not be shocked to see a couple of areas of 80 to 85 mile per hour winds, and especially if you are in the moderate risk area. So that is the reason that I want you guys to treat this like a tornado event tomorrow in the event that we get a widespread swath of straight line winds. Now, your disaster supply kit needs to have food and water, a battery powered weather radio, flashlight and battery cell phone with a charger and or a spare battery pack, a first aid kit, pair of shoes, a list of emergency contacts, and a whistle to signal for help in the event that your home or business is struck by damaging straight line winds and or a tornado. And once again, millions of thunderstorms occur globally every year. National Weather Service issues a warning for the strongest storms that produce hail of at least 1 inch in diameter and 58 mile per hour winds or greater. And tomorrow we could see winds, like I said, in excess of 80 miles per hour across a good portion of Mississippi. Move indoors and away from windows if you receive a severe thunderstorm warning. Have multiple ways of receiving warnings, including radio, TV, internet, and weather apps, and try to safely exit the roadway and park away from trees if you are caught in a severe storm while driving. So those are some good tips to keep you through and get you through the severe weather potential for tomorrow. Now, as you can see, once again, the orange and the red shaded areas are your most significant areas, and this includes a pretty good chunk of the entire state of Mississippi right there, as we're going to have a line of storms that is going to race across the state of Mississippi and cause widespread wind damage in the event in excess of 80 miles per hour and tornadoes that are going to be involved in the line. And once again, if you are west of the I-55 corridor, basically along the delta of Mississippi, basically from the areas of Cleveland, Greenwood, Greenville, Yazoo City, Vicksburg, downtown Jackson, Natchez, or Brookhaven, noon until 5 p.m., and then over into East Mississippi, Cora, Louisville, Starkville, Columbus, Philadelphia, Kosciuszko, Forest, Mississippi, Brandon, Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Laurel, and Meridian between 4 and 8 p.m. And then after 8 p.m., all of these will be sliding over into the state of Alabama. So those are the areas of concern if you are over there in the state of Mississippi. So, guys, I hope that you will please heed these warnings in advance and also please have multiple ways of receiving warnings in the event that we do have a significant severe weather outbreak tomorrow in the great state of Mississippi. But I did want to also mention real quick that today is going to be a warm one across Mississippi. And you can see Jackson, Mississippi is going to get upwards of around 86 degrees this afternoon, but it is going to be gorgeous. But the winds are going to be picking up tonight and especially tomorrow in advance of this very nasty looking severe weather potential as we get into the day tomorrow and into the evening hours in Mississippi. So once again, that is all that I have for you guys right now. Once again, like I said, a moderate risk has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center, basically from the cities of Oxford, Mississippi, all the way down to the Pine Belt area of Mississippi, encompassing a large area of Mississippi. And once again, if you are in Mississippi today, it's going to be a gorgeous day out there. However, as we get into the day tomorrow, one more time, for those of you who are just now joining me, if you are in Greenwood, if you are in Cleveland, Mississippi, if you are in Greenville, Yazoo City, Vicksburg, Jackson, Haven, Macomb, or Natchez, Mississippi, or anywhere along the delta of Mississippi, your threat is from noon until 5 p.m. tomorrow. And then east of I-65, which is going to be basically West Point to Starkville to Cora to Columbus to Winona, Mississippi, down to Kosciuszko, Philadelphia, the Brandon, Mississippi area, Forest, Laurel, Hattiesburg, and Meridian. You guys are going to see your severe weather risk between 4 and 8 p.m. Severe storms are very likely with damaging winds upwards of 80 miles per hour and up, and tornadoes are likely. This is a 4 out of 5 confidence, so you can almost guarantee you that we are going to see some severe weather as we get into the day tomorrow. Guys, I hope that y'all have a great rest of your evening, a great rest of your afternoon, and I intend to do another video for you guys sometime tomorrow morning, and then especially as we get going with the severe weather, I'll be here providing coverage for you guys here in the great state of Mississippi. Anytime that there is a significant threat of severe weather, I always provide severe weather coverage for you guys right here on social media. So make sure you follow and you keep checking back for the latest weather information, because this very well could be a significant threat of damaging straight line winds as we get into the day tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great rest of your afternoon. For my friends in Mississippi, I'm about to sign off. For my friends over in Alabama, I'm about to do a video for you guys to let you guys know what's going on in the great state of Alabama. Good Tuesday afternoon, or good Tuesday morning, I should say. It's almost afternoon, everybody. This is Stephen Ray, and I wanted to do a quick little video and let you guys know that there is going to be a pretty significant severe weather potential for the areas in and around the West Alabama, including the areas of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and stretching down into northern Mobile County. And so this is going to be a rather significant threat to life and property as we get into the day tomorrow. And we have the potential for a large system. Okay. So once again, this is Stephen Ray. Hope everybody is doing well on this Tuesday morning. And once again, we have a significant threat of damaging straight line winds and tornadoes as we get into tomorrow. And this, as you can see here, the portions of Alabama has been placed underneath a moderate risk by the Storm Prediction Center, and this is basically from the cities of Bessemer and Decatur and points off towards the west. And so, as you can see, the National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued, like I said, a moderate dose basically from Walker and Winston counties, curving down into western Jefferson County, then curving down into Shelby County, all of Bibb County, and then also right down here into Dallas County as well. For the red shaded areas, that includes Tuscaloosa County, Pickens, Lamar, Marion, Walker, Winston, basically the Sumter County, Greene County, Hill County, and Marengo County areas. You guys can expect to see damaging winds in excess of 80 miles per hour. Yes, that is 80 miles per hour. That is not a typo. And tornadoes, if you were in the enhanced risk, which basically the Birmingham area all the way over to the Georgia line, you can see damaging winds in excess of 60 and tornadoes. And then down there in southeast Alabama, down there closer to the Eufaula area, damaging winds upwards of 60 and a few tornadoes. Now, if you are in Tuscaloosa or points off to the northwest, basically across northwest Alabama, your threat is going to be from 5 until 10 p.m. If you are along the 65 corridor or the Birmingham Metro over to Anniston and Alexander City and to Selma between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. And then, of course, if you were down there in southeast Alabama, 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. And so that is the area of concern. Now, outside of general thunderstorms, it is going to be extremely breezy tomorrow. And as you can see, winds are going to be gusting anywhere from 40 to 50 miles per hour. And 40 to 50 miles per hour outside of general thunderstorms can and will bring down trees and blow around loose objects that you guys have outside that are not brought in. So make sure that you have a of receiving warnings tomorrow, and also remember to secure loose objects that you do not want blown around. There is also the potential of a event with this, as you can see, a little area of Colbert County and Lamar County and Marion County is in the 1.5 to 2 inch range, and then across the Montgomery metro area, across the Black Belt area of Alabama, 2 to 3 inches of rain, with 1 to 1.5 inches of rain for the Birmingham and Tuscaloosa metro area. Now let's go a little bit further off to the north and check on our friends up in the Tennessee Valley. As you can see, a dangerous severe weather Wednesday evening. A storm system and a cold front will bring a line of strong to severe thunderstorms across the area Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday evening. All of the Tennessee Valley, especially northwest Alabama, tornadoes and very heavy rainfall. And as you can see, the areas of Russellville, Campbell, you guys are in the moderate risk. If you were in the Florence area, basically all the way from Florence over to Scottsboro and Rainsville, you guys are in the enhanced risk. And then the far sliver of northeast Alabama is underneath the slight risk area. So this is going to be a widespread damaging wind and tornado threats as we move into the day tomorrow. And let's go a little bit further off to the south now and check on our friends across the Black Belt area and closer to the coast of Alabama. You can expect to see winds capable of damaging trees, power lines, structures, and crops. Tornadoes are likely, especially in the moderate risk area. You can expect to see hail Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night. Stay weather aware, have multiple ways to receive warnings, know your safe place before you need it, and have a severe weather safety plan and knowing what to do when a warning is issued and it could save your life. Now, a few tips about tomorrow. Millions of thunderstorms are globally, millions of thunderstorms occur globally every year, but the National Weather Service issues warnings for the strongest thunderstorms that produce hail in at least 1 inch in diameter and winds in at least 60 miles per hour or 58. Move inside and away from windows if you receive a severe thunderstorm warning. Have multiple ways to receive warnings via the radio, your TV, your internet, or your weather apps. Try to safely exit the roadways and park away from trees if you are caught in a severe thunderstorm while driving. Now, your disaster supply kit should include food and water, a battery powered weather radio, flashlight and batteries, cell phones with a charger or a spare battery pack, a first aid kit, a pair of shoes, a list of emergency contacts, and a whistle to signal for help in the event that your home or business is struck by a tornado. Now, what we are looking at for tomorrow is going to be a widespread severe weather and straight line wind event. Straight line winds can exceed 100 miles per hour, affecting a very, very large area. Strong winds can knock over semi-trucks, trees, and power lines. When a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for tomorrow, stores away from windows. Avoid trees, power lines, objects that could blow around. And if you are driving, slow down and keep 2 hands on the wheel. And I would definitely treat tomorrow's severe thunderstorm warnings like a tornado warning, because winds of 80 to 90 miles per hour can do enough damage like a EF1 or EF0 tornado. Have multiple ways to get warnings: local TV and radio, the internet, the wireless emergency alerts, and weather apps from your friends, families, and coworkers. And then, of course, a NOAA weather radio as well. Strong winds can impact travel. Strong winds can be a hazard to high-profile vehicles, including tractor trailers, motor homes, and, of course, buses and semi-trucks. Before it gets windy like today, prepare your home, trim trees, and repair lighting and shutters before the winds do become problematic. Secure loose items before strong winds occur. And remember, unfortunately, with the gradient winds outside of thunderstorms tomorrow, be prepared for power outages. Strong winds can knock out power, and check your emergency kit to make sure it has everything you need in the event that you guys do lose power here in central Alabama. Alabama. And so again, there is your threat of severe storms. And basically, if you are in the orange shaded area or the red shaded area, you guys are under a significant threat of damaging winds and a tornado or two. And it does look like that this is going to be basically a after dark time for the Alabama area, basically from 5 p.m. tomorrow evening, lasting all the way to 6 a.m. over in the Troy and Eufaula areas of Alabama. So this is once again a pretty significant threat of damaging winds in excess of 80, and I would not be surprised to see a couple areas approaching 90-mile-per-hour winds as we get into the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So this is a pretty significant threat of life and property from the severe weather risks tomorrow. And so I would encourage all of you guys to make sure you have multiple ways of receiving warnings in the event that we do actually have a couple of severe storms in this area. Now, once again, today is going to be a gorgeous day out there, and it's going to be a gorgeous day for you guys to prepare accordingly and secure any objects that you guys do have out there that you do not want to be blown around by the pressure gradient winds that we are going to see tomorrow afternoon and evening as we get ahead of this weather information. So once again, those are the expected wind gusts in miles per hour tomorrow, and before the thunderstorms even get here. And as you can see, Hamilton could see a wind gust of 54, Fayette is 51, and Birmingham and Tuscaloosa are well into the 40s. So go on ahead and make sure that you prepare for power outages, scattered power outages before the storms impact your area, and make sure you have multiple ways of receiving warnings tomorrow. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon and evening, and I intend to do another video for you guys tomorrow and severe weather coverage as needed right here on social media. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and as always, God bless. Keep it tuned right here, and we will keep you abreast of the latest